Buenas, mi nombre es Daniel Hurtado y hoy tenemos el privilegio de charlar con Roger Osbaldiston. Gracias, Roger, por estar acá. Roger está casado, tiene 2 hijos y es un experto en desarrollar líderes a nivel del mundo y ha desarrollado muchos equipos de alto rendimiento a nivel global también. Roger, gracias por estar en The Leadership. Bienvenido a bordo.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
En tu opinión, Roger, ¿cuáles serían los 3 principios más importantes a la hora de liderar?
Okay. Well, I think the first most important principle in leadership is the area of servant leadership. As I mentioned before, often we think leadership is about getting into a position where you get to lead and run things how you want and do what you want. But I don't think that's the best example or principle of leadership. I think as a leader you are called to be the chief servant of your team by serving your team to go where you need to go. I believe Jesus was one of the greatest examples of what it means to be a leader and what it means to be a servant leader. Jesus tells the story of washing his followers' feet, and he was always putting the needs of others before his own. And I think as a leader, we have a stewardship, we have a responsibility as we're leading those around us, and it's not to fulfill our own purposes or desires. One of the books I really enjoy on this topic is by a guy called Simon Sinek, and he wrote a book called Leaders Eat Last. Often you think, leaders are the ones they should eat first, but his principle is that no, leaders are there to help ensure that everyone gets to eat, and it's the team that gets to eat first, and that's the role of the leader to stand back and let that happen, and then if there's leftover, they get to go in and eat last, And so I think that's a really important principle. I think it comes from the US Marines, that as the soldiers are the ones that are out there doing the job, and so the leader is there to serve and help move forward. So servant leadership would be the first one. The second principle is to do what only you uniquely can do as the leader. So when you're in a position of leadership, your position is a little bit different to the rest of the team because you're leading it. And as the leader, there are specific things that you alone can do that the rest of the team cannot do. And so as a leader, you need to do those things and focus on what they are. So I encourage leaders to think about what are the 3 things that you as a leader can uniquely do to serve your team and to serve and accomplish the mission that your team is seeking to accomplish. For me, as I think about my roles, I often think, what are those 3 things? And right now I would say, as a leader, it's my role to kind of set direction and shape where the team is going, help the team to understand its purpose. So only the leader can do that for the team. Second thing is to choose the team, who's going to be on the team. The leader gets to decide who's going to be working on this particular team. And so that's super important to choose the right people and invest in their growth and development. And the third thing as a leader, I think, is to be able to build relationships with other leaders who are also leading or at a similar level of leadership. Only the leader can do those things. And so I want to encourage leaders to focus on the things that only they uniquely can do, and then empower their team to do the many other things that a team needs to accomplish. If the leader is trying to do everything the team's doing, they're not serving the team well. The third point about leadership that I would say would be taking people somewhere. So leadership's about going from A to B. Leader's role is to think about where are we now, where should we be, and how do we get there. There's an old saying that says that if a leader turns around and no one's following him, he's just taking a walk. But a leader is taking people somewhere. And so most leaders are appointed to roles or have roles of leadership because they're entrusted with taking a team somewhere, to bring some change, to move in a new direction. And so I think that's probably the third important principle of leadership. Is taking the people somewhere.
En tu opinión, ¿qué sería éxito? ¿Y cuál sería lo más importante para conseguirlo?
Well, I think success Many people think success is accumulating lots of things, money, cars, whatever, and then you look successful. Or I think success is actually being able to fulfill the purpose which you've been placed on earth for. Like, what is it that you uniquely are called and purposed to do, and being able to achieve that? That, I think, is success. We all die and we come to that point, but I'd love it to be said of me that I fulfilled the purpose for which I was born. And we've all been uniquely gifted, got passions for different things, and I believe that we all have a purpose or a place that we can contribute as a leader. And so for me, success is finding that and completing that. And I found 3 words to be really helpful in that process: passion, vision, and action. And the first one's passion. As we think about our purpose and discovering what our purpose is, often we are passionate about something. There's something that is in our heart that we get excited about, and I believe that is a key to our purpose and calling in life. What is it that you're passionate about? Second, though, you need to have vision to see how that passion could actually result in something. Often, I have a friend who's really passionate about those who don't have housing in Eastern Europe. And so he developed a vision to help take people from where he lived to this place and build houses for people who don't have anywhere to live. So the third one is action, and having the courage to put that passion and vision into action. And so my friend, who was building homes for people, put together an organization and a team, created a plan, and now they are taking in teams to build houses. So passion and vision on their own is just a dream. We all have dreams. But when you add action to it, it actually becomes reality. So I would encourage people, as you think about success, to think about what is the purpose that you have been called for, what are you most passionate about, then get a vision for what that could look like. How could you be a part of making a difference? But then have the courage to put it into action, like take the first step.